Look at this incredible crystal from Brazil. This is pink tourmaline, green tourmaline, and lepidolite in a quartz matrix. And we're going to talk all about it. Hello, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're joining me, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Carla and I love crystals. I love to talk about crystals. I love to look at pretty crystals. And I especially love the metaphysical properties of crystals. So today I want to do a show and tell of some really cool samples that I picked up in Tucson this year. And I'm going to hold it up and we'll start talking about it. But this is an example of bicolor tourmaline and lepidolite in a quartz matrix. And I saw these and they were so striking because I love the white of the quartz. I love the colors that pop out. And then when you talk about the metaphysical properties of this combination, it's just blow your mind amazing. So I have a few to look at, but we'll start with this one because I think the colors are really, really clear. So what we're looking at is bicolor tourmaline, and that is this green and pink that you see growing together. And if I can get a good section, you can see the pink and green growing together right there. There's some on the back. You can see the pink and the green. And tourmaline is really good for your heart chakra. It's about balance. It's about emotional stability. And then alongside of this, because tourmaline grows in a lithium-rich environment, you'll often see lepidolite growing with it. And you can see on this sample, the purple on the end here, that is lepidolite. And lepidolite carries lithium inside it. So it's very calming, very soothing. And what an awesome combination with the tourmaline, which is all about your heart, the lepidolite, which is all about relaxation and calming. I can't say that word today. And calming. And then the quartz blends and amplifies it all together. So pretty. So, so pretty. So there's one example. I'll pull a few more and we'll just chat and look while we're going. So these come from Brazil, from the Minas Gerais, probably didn't say that right, area, which is a well-known source for good quality gems. And here you can see the bright pink and the lepidolite together. There's not so much green in this example, but I love the pink and purple together in the white matrix. And I love raw crystals because they really give the energy as it was formed in the earth. So you don't have the polishing and the shaping. It's just raw, straight from Mama Earth. And I like the pieces that are big enough to kind of hold in your hand and meditate with. And so sparkly. Lepidolite is typically really sparkly because it's got the lithium kind of mica looking flakes in it. This piece is really, really pretty. I have a piece to look at that has a lot more of the green in it. So look at that deep, juicy, juicy green. And you can see the pink with it and a lot of the white. These are so pretty if you like to collect raw mineral samples. Like this one just sitting up on a shelf. So, so pretty. And I love the shape of this particular one because it just has a handhold right there where I can just grab it. And it's the perfect size to hold, to meditate. So pretty. Oh my gosh, these are so, so pretty. I think one of the hardest parts about buying crystals for my shop is I can't keep them all, and I really, really want to. This is another one. You can see a lot of the lepidolite and the pink tourmaline in there. Very, very sparkly little specimen. Very deep colors. If you like the pink and purple, If you're collecting crystals for the colors and the sparkle, you can't beat these. These are so awesome. So we talked about raw crystals being straight from the earth. How do you use them? Well, I use them mostly to hold and meditate. You can use them if you're doing Reiki work, where you're getting the energy from the stone and combining it with your energy and doing healing work. You can use it when you're meditating. You can have it on display. A lot of crystals I'll have on my desk to give me a touchstone for a certain intention that I want to have or manifest. Sorry, I was staring at it, and sometimes I can just sit and stare at crystals and just kind of get lost in them and forget what I'm talking about. So common metaphysical uses for raw crystals, and especially for these tourmalines, is heart-centered work. If you are boosting your heart and doing some emotional healing, if you're balancing feminine and masculine energies, and especially with the tourmaline included here, it's definitely good for peace and calm. Now this one, I'm just in love with this one. Look at all of that sparkle with that lepidolite. You can see the bright pink of that tourmaline, and this one is so beautiful. I'm just totally in love with this one, and this one I think is definitely just gonna stay in my personal collection. I think with the way things are in the world right now and all of the unrest and uncertainty and confusion, just to sit with this while I'm meditating for not even that long, 12-15 minutes, just really, I can feel it right now, just a relaxing in my legs and a soothing, radiating. I can't explain it. It feels so good. One of the things that I like to use crystals for is I hold them, I keep them on my bed, or I'll hold them when I sleep. Raw crystals are a little bit harder for me to do that with, because I feel like, especially with the sparkle on here, it gets flaky, but I would definitely put this by my bedside and soak in that good positive energy that's coming from it. Here's another little one, and these little ones are actually really affordable. You can see that pink, you can see the purple. Some of the ones with a lot of the pink and purple don't show as much of the green tourmaline, so you're not getting the, I can see like the light green tint in there, and I can see that it's in there, but it doesn't pop as much as like this big one with the super bright green. But that's what's awesome about crystals. Like, they're all their own little thing, right? They each have their own personality. They each have their own unique feel and energy to them. I'm sorry, I love crystals. And so I'm kind of, you know, fanning on these today. I'm just totally in love with them. Don't know if we looked at this one. This is another one that's got a lot of quartz, but you can see that really big pink, bright tourmaline. You can see that really sparkly purple in there. And then not as visible, I can see some green that's probably under the surface. There's a little green spot right there, where you know all of those energies and those qualities are in there and contained within the stone. So if you love to collect mineral samples, these are so awesome. They're so beautiful and so striking. And here's another itty bitty one with a super bright, look at this, super bright tourmaline, and you can see the pink and you can see the green spot on the top. These are so fun. I feel so lucky to have found these from this vendor from Brazil. I just think they're absolutely beautiful. And I love rock crystals. So that's what I've got this week. Just a short show and tell with some of the ones that I really, really love. So let me know below. Do you like rock crystals? Do you prefer polished crystals? Do you have any tourmaline in your collection? I'd love to hear from you. So that's it for this week. We'll catch you next time. Love to you all. Bye.